Okay, today we're going to be replacing the alternator. In order to replace it, you got to remove the fan, and the fan is held by this bracket over here. Has two screws over there, has two right there, these two right here, there's two right there, the star ones, and two on this side, and one over here. Once you get the bracket removed, then we can remove the radiator, not the radiator, the fan. You also gotta remove the main bars that connect to the frame. Don't know how to completely remove it on that side, just loosen it up. On this side, just remove it and put them to the side. Okay, once you remove the plate that holds the radiator fan, there's two clips that really hold the radiator, this side and that side, so just make sure you don't break them, release it. Of course, unplug the power supply and it comes up really easy. Now, in order to get to the alternator, you need to remove the air filter itself, the housing. Here's the air filter housing. So once you remove the air filter, this is connected within 3 slots, rubber plastic slots, one here, one there, and one over there, and of course actual airflow. Yeah, you need to remove the plastic airflow hose that goes into the filter housing. It's connected right here. So just you're also gonna have to remove the, I think this is the from the engine, the evap hose, this main one that has a clamp over here, over there. Just release that. Make sure you disconnect the power supply to it. And here is the rest of the hose that goes into the engine, the evap hose. Connect to the plastic pipe. I'm gonna connect it here just so you can see how the clip is. You gotta fully remove it in order to come out of the bay over there. When it comes to the belt removal, of course you need to remove it so it doesn't put pressure on the alternator. You get yourself a T60. You put it in the pulley right over there. You get yourself a breaker's bar and you pull it away from giving tension, and then when the holes align, you just put a screwdriver or something so it stays in that position, so it's easier to put it on after you're done with changing the alternator. The alternator is held by 4 screws, 13 millimeters, so 2 right there and 2 on the bottom. In order to get the alternator removed, you need to drop the AC compressor. So the AC compressor is held by 3 screws, 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom, which is really difficult to get to. So I had to even remove further of the plastic pipe for the evap that goes down, I think, to the radiator over there. So I have enough clearance. Here is the plastic hose for the evap that goes gets connected right down there. This one is also hard to get it out, just so you can see how the clip looks. But yeah, you gotta drop the AC compressor, and it has two screws, one here, one over there, and one at the bottom that's really difficult to get to. Basically plated by touch, by feeling, to get it out. Once you drop the AC compressor, then you have a bracket. This is the bracket that actually holds the alternator, and without removing or loosening up the bracket, you cannot remove the alternator. So it's a little bit tough job, I would say, because those screws that hold the bracket, they're way down there. It's also three of them, but they're really difficult to get to and really hard to loosen up. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time, you know, a lot of maneuvering around. But as you can see, you need to drop the AC compressor and then loosen up or remove the bracket that holds the AC compressor and the alternator together, and it's also holds the pulley. If you're having issues with your pulleys, I guess now is the time to replace that as well, but I don't have any issues with that. So yeah, that's basically it. Once you have that bracket out, then the alternator comes out easily. So here is the bracket that holds the actual alternator. As you can see, it's held by three screws, so you can't really see that good, but it's two right there and one on this side underneath, which is hard to see. But yeah, it has 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, you gotta get those screws removed. Like, again, before that, you gotta drop the AC, also held by 3 screws. Get that bracket out, and then you remove the alternator. Just be careful, of course, before you start doing this job. Disconnect the battery. That's the main line that goes to the alternator. So you don't want that touching to the neutral, somewhere to the frame, and you'll get a spark. You can burn something. Also, of course, that's the other plug that goes into the alternator. You got to disconnect that, and when you're dropping the AC compressor, you also got to disconnect that. Be careful, the clip is really small and easy to break. So that's basically it. Oh, one thing I forgot: when removing the belt, the AC lines are held by a bracket and by, I think it's a 10mm screw. So you gotta get that one removed, so you can get the belt out. Here's a better view of the bracket. I tucked in the alternator a little more towards the radiator. Just be careful with it. But yeah, I was able to put one screw that's to the bracket. There's one there and one all the way in the back, which is hard to see. And those are the smaller screws. When installing it back, just put the top screw on, just so you can hold the alternator. Of course, connect the main line. Put the top screw so it holds it in place, so you can get the bracket installed correctly. And then we're gonna put the compressor back onto the bracket, and at the end the alternator screws.